Yo everybody, what is going on? Hockey here, continuing my rampage of videos while I can. So, today I want to talk about some Splatoon news, and lately I've been really looking forward to this fucking game. I did a fan art that I uploaded on my channel. I did a speed drawing of it. If you want, you can check that out. I'll leave a link. I have an annotation here. It's also in the description. But if you want to check it out, go ahead. But my hype for this game, my excitement for this game is boiling over. I really just can't wait to fucking play this game. In May, if I can recall, it comes out. But anyway, the people behind Splatoon actually came out and they talked about why Nintendo chose to do squids. And this is the article right here that you can see on the side of me. It's actually pretty fucking interesting stuff too. But the thing is, the people behind Splatoon is what caught me off guard. Now, Splatoon has been in development only for a little while, but not much is known about the developers beyond the upcoming Wii U title. Here are some of the key developers and what games they have worked on thus far. This is from left to right. We have Hashinogami, Yosuke Amano, and Tsubasa Sakaguchi. And Splatoon's producer is Hisashi Nogami. I always say Nogima for some reason. Who previously worked on as a designer of Yoshi's Island. He's also been the series director of Animal Crossing since the first game, the series Animal Crossing City Folk. Meanwhile, the director is Yusuke Amano, who has helped Nintendo in development of various titles such as Super Mario Advance 4 and Super Mario Bros. 3, New Super Mario Bros. 2, and Star Fox 64 3D. And last but not least, there's co-director Tsubasa Sakaguchi, who has worked on character designs on the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess series, and more recently as the art of Nintendo Land. Now, the Nintendo Land is whatever. But these are some pretty big people, to say the least, definitely from Nintendo, that are actually working on this game. And it actually bleeds through their presentation of the game and the way they're putting forth Splatoon. Granted, they're not really marketing that much yet, but they shoved it down our throats at Treehouse like mad crazy. A lot of people will look for it. The community is really blazing for it. The community is great so far. I've just entered it. Boards, forums, talking with people, and it's crazy. It's so far such an amazing community. But overall, man, this game is just looking to be spectacular. I really can't wait. Now, Famitsu, which actually did this interview, the game actually wasn't supposed to be squid. It actually started off as tofu people, which was actually pretty funny. Tofu square-like characters who eventually they reached the idea of making it a competitive 4-on-4 game that required spraying the environment with ink, and they just felt that the squids worked better and portrayed this better than tofu square guys. They balanced the idea of bigger teams, but they felt that too many teams made it that you had less work, or less not work, but it felt like your effort, your contribution to it wasn't as effective, and they tried with too little, and it felt like your contribution was too much, like you have to do too much. So they felt that 4-on-4 is an even balance, that everybody feels and everybody does something that is like helpful, which is actually an interesting way of going about doing it. And they talk about a little other things, but this is just me talking about Splatoon, being truthful. I just had this article up because I found it was interesting, and I was reading it, and I was like, let me go ahead and have this on the side of me while I talk about Splatoon. One of the weird things that they actually changed was the concept of height. And it's funny because I just scrolled down and saw this too. Originally, the concept of height didn't exist in the game. That means there was no verticality at all in Splatoon before it was known as Splatoon. It was just a game without any height, so you couldn't paint the walls with ink and climb up the walls. But we've added more and more to the feature over time, Sakaguchi explains, adding that they originally intended to keep adding the other elements as well as possible, but had to readjust all the features at one point because things just got too confusing. So what they're pretty much saying is they had the idea of if you're running around. You can do all this stuff. A lot of multiple things that would require multiple controls. It would be pretty much a complex shooter, pretty much for the most part. Having to push multiple buttons to do different things. Being in squid form, you could also do multiple things. So the way they simplified this down and actually made it a lot better, in my opinion, was they decided to just freaking say when you're in human form, you can pretty much spray paint. And I don't know if you can jump in this game, but pretty much you spray paint. But when you're in a squid, they made it where you can only traverse. So they made traversal for squid. Human is pretty much the painting element, and they had a little balance between there, and that's what they came down to, which I think is probably one of the better fantastic ideas. And that's what actually what makes Splatoon so appealing to me, is that it pretty much is a tactical team-based shooter, like in the lines of your Team Fortress or something like that, but with a Tony Hawk tag, if anybody remembers that game mode element to it, where you're taking over territories. And I really can't wait. Now, there is a big downfall to this. It's not listed or talked about in this article, but it's been mentioned before by the people behind Splatoon, and that is that there's no voice chatting. That is pretty terrible. I think anything with team-based anything needs some type of chat. I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles is having Xenoblade Chronicles is having a chat support with even keyboard. But anything with guns, shooters, team-based things, I think you need some type of chatting. But I guess everybody will be on their Skyping it. But overall, I really do look forward to Splatoon. I really can't wait for it to come out. I hope you guys look forward to it too. And that's about it, guys. I just like these designs, man. The squid's designs are just fucking awesome. It would be amazing if I could like make my squid. Like the design I made in a drawing was like an original character, called her Bubble, but it would be nice if I could like make that and recreate that. But anyway, this has been Hockey, guys. I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later, and I hope it isn't long before I see your faces again. Until next time, peace out.